Good morning. How you doing, YouTube family and friends? This video is really about women. It's about shoes. Women that love shoes. And I just wanted to come on and kind of do a little different video for women. So you can join in if you like this video, but I wanted to do this video because I am actually a shoe lover. I love shoes. And because I am a runner, and I walk, I always look for a lot of new tennis shoes. But I have so many other beautiful shoes for work and for church and for partying and just being out casually. So many beautiful shoes. And shoes make a lot of women happy. In fact, we love them. They are faithful friends that travel life's many winding roads with each of us each day. Just to be able to glance down and marvel at their sheer beauty lifts our spirits, irrespective of the many obstacles our way. Man, our first shoes. That's where it begins, with our first shoes. I believe that the shoes that my mother bought me, my first shoes, I got my fascination of loving shoes honestly. And believe it or not, my son loves shoes also. He buys a lot of great tennis shoes, but he got it honestly. So I can't get upset with him when he tells me that he's bought another pair of tennis shoes because he got it honestly. And when I share with my mother stories about my son and I, conversations about loving of shoes and having discussions and conversations about shoes, she gets excited and laughs and say, well, he got it honestly, and so did you. See, our love affair with shoes often takes a hold at a very, very young age. Most people cannot resist buying pretty little pairs of shoes for newborn baby girls. Now, I've been looking for some shoes for my niece that I haven't met in person yet because they live in a different state, but I'm just so excited that I have a new niece, and she's beautiful. I love her, and I've already probably overstayed my spending, and I would say overstayed my spending with sending her so many outfits. Now, believe it or not, because I'm athletic, and I've always been athletic, growing up in a family with 7 brothers, I love outfits like, and I have to say, I'm going to be honest, Adidas, Puma, Fila, Nike, I'm into those things. And so I like nice workout things, and I'm just going to be honest about it. I mean, we all got something we like, but I like these things. So, of course, I said to my brother that I'm going to buy my niece, some athletic stuff. And this was before she was born. Bless her heart, she's still under a year old. And so I told him that I was going to be spending some money buying these cute little outfits, athletic outfits, and I hope they would be happy. And so my brother, of course, he's my youngest brother, so he didn't turn me away, and his wife didn't turn me away either. So I was so excited. And so therefore, I've been spending my time trying, when I go out sometime, to look for her a pair of shoes. Now, I saw some the other day, and but I felt like for the price of those Adidas, or Pumas that I was looking at, I believe maybe even Nikes, that they were too expensive. And I said I will wait till she gets a little older so that she would have enough time to spend in them instead of a pair of $40, $50 shoes that are only going to last a month or two. That's what the salesperson said. And I haven't bought shoes in many, many years. When I bought my son first pair of shoes, or rather my mother did, they were actually Stride Rights, because Buster Browns were no longer, in existence per se, as far as being able to go in a store and buy them, purchase them. So I bought his first pair, had his first pair of shoes bought, and they were Stride Rights. But I wanted to get her a nice pair of tennis shoes to match all of her crazy outfits that I have bought, which are crazy, sweet, beautiful little outfits. But our love affair with shoes takes a hold at a very, very young age. Most people cannot resist buying pretty little pair of shoes for newborn baby girls. And that's me, despite the fact that they cannot walk yet, and a pair of socks or booties would suffice. At a fraction of the cost. Absolutely. See, at a fraction of the cost. These shoes will usually not fit well and serve no real purpose in life at all, except to sit on a shelf and look absolutely gorgeous in all their flowery and butterfly embroidered glory. Sound familiar? We are products of our environment. And I've used that statement in one of my messages that I said that we are a product of our environment. After all, by the time our toddlerhood, the seeds of the romance are often fully sown, ready to blossom into a lifetime of shoe-wearing bliss. Like every little girl before us with the love of pretty shoes. Now, see, for me, I loved shoes as a little girl, but I was a tomboy, but I still loved shoes. We go on to appreciate the subtle nuances of these most marvelous of inventions. I even wanted to learn how to make shoes because I love shoes so much. And my friend once said, Shireen, you can Google it and learn how to make shoes. You can even call up maybe a shoe designer locally to find out because I love shoes. It will soon become glorious clear that a pair of designer high heel equates with instant glamour. That's sandals. Now, I wasn't a big sandal person. I remember the jellies, but I wasn't a big sandal person. But you know, a fine romance symbolizes happy, carefree summers. That brightly colored shoes cheer up even have the dreariest days. And that slippers that have magical powers capable of making the worries of the world simply melt away. Shoes are truly the foundations of a lifetime's happy, fond memories. And then we put our best foot forward. The avid female shoe connoisseur is absolutely convinced of her prowess when it comes to assessing the personality of a stranger at 50 paces, or however close she needs to be to see their shoes. Have you ever tried to walk fast just to see somebody's beautiful shoes on their feet? We've come a long way from the days of tying a bit of leather and vine around our feet in the dim light of the cave. We've come a long way, ladies. There's so many beautiful shoes, and some of them are so expensive that some people have to take 3 months' salary to get those shoes. You see, the styles of shoes we choose to wear speak 1,000 words about how we wish the world to perceive us. Kitten heels, spiky stilettos, toe crunching mules, platform wedges, chunky clogs, two-tone brogues, satin logo encrusted slippers, leopard print loafers, strappy sequin sandals, fake leather, and we call that faux leather now. And when we were younger, you know, we called it pleather. Patent leather, and if it wasn't real leather, it was pleather. And the faux leather, the fake leather and the faux leather was still pleather. So however you look at it, if it wasn't real leather, it was pleather. And I remember kids being teased at school when they had on pleather, non-leather shoes. Natural leather, purple leather, they all give away vital clues about the person within. And nowhere do we use the skill of putting our best foot forward more effectively than in the all-important job interview. And most of us will wear a navy or black shoe to a job interview, and mainly black. So here you will invariably present yourself in your best pair of shoes, not too high. And we call those smart shoes, smart interview shoes. Those shoes that they black and they're smart and they're simple, not too glossy, but they are a simple shoe. And you know who usually made those type of shoes? Was Nine West. Nine West made a perfect interview shoe. If you wanted to look smart in your suit or your white blouse and your pencil skirt, Nine West made the best interview shoe. And if you can even go farther, Rockport makes good interview shoes. They're simple, they're not real fancy, but they are considered a classic shoe. A classic shoe. And I believe Evan Picon, my mom still has a pair of Evan Picons. And they were well heeled. Not too high, not too low, but just right for that interview that you were going to land the job and be the candidate that they chose. Not too low, perfectly matching your outfit. Polished, fashionable, and understated. Reliable and sophisticated. Everything you want your prospective new boss to know about you without actually having to say a single word. Yeah, present yourself. And how you present yourself is the first impression. Your choice of shoe can speak volumes. Absolutely. Then we go to the thrill of the chase. You know, we chase shoes. We be looking. We want shoes to match our outfits. So now the chase of shoes is on. Can there be a more enjoyable way for the shoe lover to spend a Saturday morning than experiencing the adrenaline rush of a shoe sale? Better still, not simply any old shoe sale, but the phenomenal designer shoe sale. All your favorite designers are on sale. In this situation, one of two moods will develop you. First, there is the sensible mood, whereby you purchase the comfortable and classic pump which you will wear forever and could have not afforded to buy had it not been on sale at a reduced price. Now, see, we do that. We get in that sensible mood and we start to justify that I need this shoe for work and this is going to help me at work and I need a smart shoe and I can't afford this shoe if it wasn't on sale. So we justify buying that shoe. And then alternatively, there is the ridiculous, I can't possibly leave this store until I have bought something mood. It is in this frame of mind that you will find yourself using part of next month's grocery money for a new pair of shoes. See, back then, most of us put ourselves on a budget. You don't hear people talk too much about budgets anymore, but most people back then were on a budget. So you were not able to spend as much money as you wanted to because you were on a budget and you made a certain dollar amount. And so therefore you decided, well, I don't need, to buy no salmon or steak next month, or I can do without that extra bottle of juice. Or you would say, well, you know what? I'll just eat a little next month and I need to lose weight anyway. So I go and I take some of my next month's grocery money that was in my budget that I've been spending, because back then they taught us how to save money, even if it was just putting $1 aside a week or $5 a week to save money. So therefore you say, well, I need to lose a little weight anyway. I've been cheating and I've been overeating, so I can lose a little 5 or 10 pounds. So I go into my grocery budget money for the next month to get that I cannot leave the store without that new pair of shoes. A gorgeous pair of green satin Jimmy Choo mules, for example, with a frighteningly high heel that you have no chance of ever being able to walk in without applying super glue to the soles of your feet. Now, have you ever seen a woman trying to wear some real high heel shoes and she's stumbling and fumbling and she really cannot, they're not working because she hasn't practiced to wear these shoes. And then sometimes some people just have a knack for wearing high heels. Like me, I used to be told a lot, oh, how you wearing those shoes? I just wore them. And I was a tomboy for many, many years, and I still love sports. I love it to no end. I love sports, but I was a tomboy for many years. When I decided that I would start wearing dresses, because as an adult, you start going to church, you're on your own, you get back in church and you're doing all these things of going to church and you got to look nice and you buy matching shoes. And then you want shoes that match your outfits. And so now you're wearing these beautiful shoes because now the heels have gotten higher. So, and you say that is such a cute shoe. You know the heel is high, but I'm a person that loves stack heel shoes. I like beautiful shoes, but I also like stack heel shoes. I love those type of moccasins you slip on with the stack heel. I have several of those and I love them to no end. But moments of madness that are a size too small and don't match a single outfit in your wardrobe. Now, I've seen women wear some beautiful shoes and their heel is hanging over the back of it. It's too little and you can tell the shoe is too little. And I wonder how their heel, the heel, the back of their foot, the heel is hurting. I wonder, does their heel hurt? And they got to have like an imprint once they take those shoes off because they're too little and they don't match anything. But I've bought shoes that didn't match because they were just beautiful. And I knew sooner or later that I would have something to match. But I bought a lot of my shoes, to share this, that I actually had stuff to match. And it was interesting. And I even have shoes that match skirts and dresses. I love shoes. And I haven't bought a lot of dress shoes in a while. I bought a lot of tennis shoes because when I hurt my foot, I had to buy a certain shoe, and not necessarily a special shoe, but a different shoe. And I had to switch up to a New Balance walking shoe when I hurt my foot about 10, 11 months ago now. I hurt my foot pretty bad running sprints in the gym and twisted my right foot. And I had sprained my foot before running when some geese got after me at a lake one year in 2010. And I took off running to get away from them. I was afraid and I didn't know why they they got after me. But I found out later that I probably came too close to their babies that I didn't see. So they came after me. I fell over in the lake, but I twisted my foot as I went to step down and fell in the lake. In 2010, I was so upset, believe me. But however, so I re-injured my foot. So with that being said, I bought a lot of different type of shoes. And if it's not a good support, I find that it will hurt my foot. So anyway, but I haven't bought a lot of, beautiful shoes lately. And matter of fact, I haven't even looked at a lot of shoes lately, but I still love shoes. I have beautiful shoes. I'm one of those people that got it innocently. I inherited being a shoe lover innocently, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter. They were half price and they are Jimmy shoes. For goodness sake. Now, I don't have a pair of Jimmy shoes. You might, but there was a time that I saw Jimmy shoes and I was like, I can never wear that shoe. They look little, real small, narrow, like triple A's. And the heel so high, it's like you have to be able to be on the runway to wear something like that. And I've not been on a runway with some movie stars or anything like that. And I'm not ashamed to say that, but however, Jimmy shoes. So the thrill of the chase can provoke moments of madness and even the most rational of women. Then you have the skyscraper spikes. Other than the female human, no mammal on earth would consider maiming and torturing themselves in an effort to gain an extra 3 inches of height. But as any woman knows, the rewards of high heels far outweigh the cost. Height is desirable. Height is power. Throughout history, what red-blooded male has ever been able to resist the alluring magnetic pull of the female form gently swaying and swirling its way past him on mile-high stilettos in a little black dress? From the moment you slip on your sassy, razor-sharp Manalos, the world is truly your oyster. Well, almost. As long as you avoid parquet floors and grass lawns. Have you ever had your heel to go into a slit in the wood in the floor or between the sidewalk or you stepped in the grass? I do not like walking in grass in my shoes. So I am a person that if I'm going to work or I'm going to church or any event, I will wear driving shoes and then change into my nice shoes to protect them and keep them from getting all messed up and dirty. In the eyes of the shoe lover, the all-time favorite shoe is the pair of shoes you just can't throw out. Because you hope in your heart of hearts that two-tone sailor shoes will come back into fashion one day. Or They are the shoes that you wish you had bought 2 pairs of because you've already had them resold 3 times and it is just not possible to milk one more season out of them. And my shoe cobbler, where I used to live at a time, I lived in San Diego before for 15 years, and I had a great shoe cobbler. And I remember seeing these great pair of shoes, and I asked him, whose shoes are those? They were beautiful. They was what I love, lace up Oxford with a heel. Oh my God, leather, you could tell they were fine, expensive. And he said, oh, I'm just reselling them because the person that brings these shoes in, they love good shoes and they didn't want to get rid of them. And I was like, so I can relate to having shoes resold and going to get the little heel tip put back on. Conversely, a seasonal favorite can be a pair of shoes that you buy at the beginning of the summer and wear every single time you leave the house, irrespectively of whether they match your outfit. Now, see, I'm a person that likes to match, so I would find that hard to do. You just love them. Even though you've got 20 other pairs of shoes you could choose from, as your partner will undoubtedly point out, these types of shoes usually die a quick and painless death through general wear and tear, and just as well because they date very fast and are completely passé by next summer. But you love them to bits. Another version of the season favorite is when you find the most amazing pair of shoes that are so comfortable and versatile that you have to buy them in 5 colors so you can wear them to work every day with as many outfits as you possibly can. Now that's what I would love to do. And I always said, and you know how we regret that and we go, I should have bought them in every color because they are so perfect. They're perfect. They're comfortable. These shoes just are going to work forever for me. And now I can't find them anymore. Isn't that something? My mother shared a story with me about a pair of shoes. And guess what? I actually literally found them on a website because they brought them back. And they were by Enzo Angelini. Okay, so guess what? And maybe I didn't pronounce the Angelini right, but these Enzos were the bomb. And before he died, let me tell you, he made great shoes. And when I'd see them in these magazines and editorials, I would make sure that I called and say, when is this shoe coming out? Even Sam Edelman made great shoes back then. And I mean, great shoes. And I remember one year for my birthday, I traveled 2 hours away just to buy these pair of boots, and I still have them to this day. Beautiful, beautiful. I traveled for my birthday to give myself a gift. My gosh, I love shoes. And sometime you will travel or you will order shoes way from somewhere else. I call that store, but you will to get that great pair of shoes. But the genuine shoe lover has a bulging collection of shoes that vary in color, shape, material, price, and height. And there is no greater measure of your devotion to your shoes than the way you care for and store them. I care for my shoes and I store them. Do you lovingly wax and polish and resole your shoes that you can suddenly feel the pavement through? Or would the state of your shoes be more accurately described as shabby and well-loved at best? Are your shoes thrown into the bottom of your closet to form a mangled heap like Mount Vesuvius? Wow. Following an eruption. Did you remortgage your house? And sell your car so you could afford to buy one of those trendy, super organized, built-in units where every pair of shoes has its own special little dedicated shelf or drawer? The truly devoted among us, however, will always ask to keep the shoe boxes and paste small photographs on the outside of the box just to remind us of its contents once neatly packed away in our closets. I have to say I do have those. I didn't take a photograph as my friend suggested, one of my good friends. She's a social worker, retired, but I did not do that. But I do keep my shoes in shoe boxes, and I asked them, oh, don't throw away the box. Oh, keep the paper, the stuffing in there, because there are salespeople that will automatically do that without asking you. So therefore, you have to request it these days. If hiding your beautiful bounty behind closed doors is not your style, then don't hesitate to enjoy your company with fabulously open display storage. And another thing is, my friend and I one time we went to a Marshalls, and guess what? She asked for shoe boxes. That's because she is a lover of shoes like myself. A love for shoes. But I said, Lord, don't let me ever be an idol of lover of shoes and put anything before you, because I know some people will go to sales and will not make it to church because they got to go to the sale. That's interesting. But I've always asked God, do not allow me to idolize things to the point that I put them before Christ and his word and his will. And I'm going to do part 2 of this video, but this is part 1. And I thank you, and I hope women that are shoe lovers will enjoy this video, and it's something different. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day, and I will be back later on with part 2. Love you all to death.